All right, let's just jump right in, because honestly, who hasn't felt this? We're going to get into the hidden psychology of why some of us absolutely hate small talk. And spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with being rude. It's all in our heads.
You know that moment, right? You're stuck, trapped in this loop about the weather or, how bad the traffic was, and you're nodding along, but inside you're just screaming, "Can we please just skip to the good part?" Well, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone.
I absolutely love this quote. Picking fleas off each other. It's so weirdly perfect, right? It paints this picture of small talk as this basic social thing we do. But let's be real. For a lot of us, it feels way less like friendly grooming and a whole lot more like a tedious, frustrating chore.
Okay, so let's really dig into that struggle. What is it about something so normal that can feel so deeply wrong to some of us? Because it's a huge thing for a lot of people.
When you boil it all down, it comes back to one word: authenticity. It feels fake. It's like you've been handed a script for a play you didn't even want to be in. How was your weekend? Fine. Yours? Ugh. You go through the motions, but there's no you in it. It's like you're putting up a little fence instead of actually trying to connect.
Okay, to be fair, small talk does have a purpose. It's meant to be this social lubricant, right? A totally safe, low-stakes way to kick things off. I like to think of it as the handshake. It's just the intro. But the problem isn't the handshake itself. It's when the conversation never moves past the handshake. You're just stuck there, shaking hands forever, and it's going absolutely nowhere.
Right. So that's the what, the feeling of being stuck. Now let's get to the why. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. Because that resistance you feel, it's not just you being picky. It's literally baked into the way your brain is wired. So first up, there's this really cool psychological idea called need for cognition. Basically, it means some people's brains just crave a workout. They love to sink their teeth into complex ideas, solve puzzles, and just think deeply. And small talk, it's like a mental feather. There's no weight to it. So for someone with a high need for cognition, it's just plain boring. It leaves you feeling completely unsatisfied.
And of course, we have to talk about introversion. But let's get one thing straight. Introversion is not shyness. It's all about energy. Think of your social energy like a phone battery. For an introvert, a deep, one-on-one conversation can actually charge that battery. But small talk? It's like running 10 power-hungry apps at once. It just drains that battery dry, super fast, and you get almost nothing in return.
So let's put it all together. It really comes down to a few key things, right? 1, it just feels fake. 2, it's a massive energy drain, especially if you're an introvert. 3, it doesn't satisfy that craving for something deep and meaningful. And 4, at the end of the day, it feels like it's getting in the way of a real connection. When you look at it like that, it's no wonder so many people can't stand it. It all makes perfect sense.
Okay, this next part is huge. Because if you're one of these people, chances are you've been misunderstood. A lot. People see the behavior, but they totally miss the why behind it.
And this is the classic misunderstanding, isn't it? What people see is someone being quiet at a party, and they think, oh, they're arrogant, or they're just unfriendly. But what's really going on inside is something totally different. It's not arrogance, it's a hunger for authenticity. It's not being unfriendly, it's about saving that precious social battery. And it's definitely not about being rude. It's about trying to find a conversation that actually matters. So listen, if any of this is hitting home for you, I really want you to hear this. There is nothing wrong with you. This is not a character flaw. It's not something you need to fix. It's just how your brain is wired for connection. You're built for quality over quantity, and that's perfectly okay.
Okay, so we get the why now. The big question is, what do we do about it? I mean, we can't just become hermits, right? The good news is you don't have to. It's not about avoiding small talk altogether. It's about having a game plan.
And the first step is a massive mindset shift. Stop thinking of small talk as the destination, or worse, a prison. Start seeing it for what it can be, a bridge. Yeah, it might be a little rickety sometimes, but it's a bridge that can lead you to a much better, more interesting conversation on the other side.
So how do you actually build that bridge? It's simpler than you think. Here's a little 3-step guide. First, just listen, really listen. Find one little thing they say that you can hook onto. So if they say they had a busy weekend, your hook isn't, oh, nice. It's asking, what made it so busy? That's step 2. Ask open-ended questions. Ditch the what questions and go for the why or how. And finally, step 3, you got to give a little to get a little. Offer a tiny piece of yourself, a related thought, a quick personal story. It's a signal that says, hey, I'm ready for a real conversation now.
All right, so as we start to wrap this up, let's pull all of this together. What's the big idea here?
Look, the goal isn't to declare war on small talk and eliminate it from the planet. That's not going to happen. It's about understanding what it's for, knowing yourself, and then getting the skills to be the one who steers the conversation. It's about learning how to build that bridge from the shallow end to the deep end, but only when you want to.
And really, that's the thought I want to leave you with. Think about it. If we just write off small talk completely, how many amazing people, how many incredible conversations are we accidentally shutting the door on? The real challenge isn't how do I avoid this? It's how do I get good enough to use this to find what's real? What might be waiting for us on the other side of that bridge? Thanks for thinking through this